The Untold Railway Series, Book 1, Marco the Foreign Engine. Dear Vincent, it's been a while since we talked. I've made myself a home on the Northwestern Railway. Marco did have some issues to begin with. Always knew he was an overachiever. Whilst that isn't a trait that's all too bad, it still came back later to bite him in the tender. Anyways, enjoy this retelling of our first year on Sodor. Your dear uncle, Woos Magnusson. Help from Afar. The year was 1923. A few weeks had passed after Henry's letter at the tunnel near Ballyhoo. He was running and pulling trains regularly again, but he still had some technical issues. The worst part that the workload wasn't decreasing, and Edward was due for a rebuild. They needed another engine. That evening at the sheds, the engines were talking to the fat director. "Sir, we do need another hand or two to help us with the flood of goods we've been getting lately," said Edward. "I do agree with little Edward here. We don't have to be one of that lone bunch," grumbled Gordon. "We just managed to change the passenger's opinion back after what those two have done." He was referring to 87546 and 98462. Two lone engines who had been more than just rude to everyone. "We'll have to see, dear engines. We currently don't have it in the budget to buy another mainline goods engine, so a lone one might be our only option." "Maybe we shouldn't have wasted so much on old slowpoke over here," chuckled Thomas, who would have pointed towards Gordon if he had hands to begin with. "I'll have you know I've been already making about 90% of what our controller has spent on me with my express runs alone. Do you know how many people come to visit to see me?" fumed the big engine. "Silence!" boomed the fat director. "I will see what I can find. Until then, I wish that you keep up the work as you have been doing. We cannot afford a breakdown because someone has been overworking himself." And with that he left. Meanwhile, across half a continent in a workshop in Germany, some workmen had finished the last bits of maintenance on a tender engine. He had a black livery and red wheels. The number 01000 was painted on his cab. "Well, 000, it seems like it should be it. The last two kings have been ironed out. Now we just need to get on a different railway to test you out," the chief engineer spoke. "Can't we test run him on the tracks to the Reichsbahn?" "No, it's crucial that we run him on foreign rails. If it does well, then we can possibly ship the future members of his class all across Europe." "I guess that makes sense," murmured the driver. "But if he's going somewhere new, I'm following." "Look who's gotten attached to a machine," chuckled the chief engineer. "That was the main plan. We hired you for a purpose, Herr Magnusson." "So, where am I going, sir?" asked the engine. "Well, 000, that's still up for debate. Herr Faulkner is gonna write letters to most of the railways in Europe, that at least share the same track gauge as us, and hope one accepts our offer." "Hopefully it isn't France," prayed Magnusson. "I don't want to learn French." "Might have to if they take our offer, especially if it's the only offer we get." The letters were sent out, so all the folks at the workshop could do was wait. About 5 days later, the letter had arrived on the fat director's desk. "How odd. It's from Germany. I don't know people over there." He opened it and began reading. What was written there was just the thing he needed. Another engine for cheap. Later that day he visited the engines at the shed again. "I have found a solution for our engine problem. This morning I received a letter from a big engine workshop in Germany. They are willing to send us an engine to have its trial run here. If it goes well, that engine's class is going to be mass produced. They are willing to pay for the shipment costs, and the only thing I need to do is to report to them on a weekly basis on how the engine's performance was." "That sounds excellent, sir," said Edward. "Now hold on. Where's the catch, sir?" questioned Gordon. "What do you mean?" "We're basically getting an engine for free, Gordon." "Yes, I know, but I don't fully trust that deal. Something has to be off. That engine is possibly a lawsuit waiting to happen." "Okay, why do I think you're just xenophobic, Gordon?" murmured Henry. "I am not xenophobic, Henry. I just don't trust a foreigner from that country." "Gordon, that bloke was just billed. I doubt he was involved in the war in any way," groaned Thomas. "Yeah, but what if they taught him stuff to sabotage us?" "Listen, if, and that's a big if, anything happens, I'll pull your next goods train for you whenever you get one assigned again," offered Edward. "I'm surprised that the two of you aren't skeptical of this. You both witnessed the Great War firsthand." "Quiet down now," interrupted the fat director. "I have already messaged them back, so if everything goes well, we'll finally have another engine for the goods traffic. Unless you want me to put you on goods duty again, Gordon." "No, sir." "Good. Then it's settled." And with that, he left. Some days have passed again, and Magnusson walked up to his engine to wake him up. "Wake up, 000. We got a letter back," he cheered. What? Can you repeat that? I'm not fully awake yet," the engine murmured. "We got an answer from a small railway in England. Pack your stuff, Kollege. We're going to Sodor." Really? Someone actually wanted me? Indeed, said a voice. It was Heinrich Falkner, the owner of the workshop. You are meant to take a goods train later this evening to the harbor in Hamburg. There you will be loaded onto a ship and sent to your home, my good engine. Oh, this is great. I promise I won't disappoint you, sir. 000 replied gleefully. I know you won't. I have designed you to be most efficient. Well then, I'll be back later. I have to pack my bags as well and say goodbye to my family, said Magnuson, and went off immediately. The evening came, and 000 was about to couple up to the goods train he was supposed to pull. Well, prototype, looks like our paths split here, the shunter who arranged this train said as you pulled up to him. Thanks, Roland. I'll send you a postcard once I'm there, the tender engine replied. Roland was a Class 77.5 tank engine that was bought from the Royal Saxon State Railways in 1918 to do shunting and goods work around the workshop. Him and 000 did talk whenever he was filling up on water near the workshop entrance. He used to tell me about the work he did on his old line. Alright, are you ready? Asked Herr Falkner. Ready as I ever will be. The owner just nodded and pursed the blue whistle to let the tender engine go. And with that, 000 went off smoothly to his new home.